Okay, not the best sound quality and not the best lighting either, but while we're at it, there's something else I'd like to show you. Behind me, if you can see, there's a dog sitting in a cage there, and I live in a small city, relatively small city in the countryside of Korea, so I see this everywhere. This is not an isolated incident at all. And before you start condemning and criticizing Korea or any Asian culture that consumes dog meat, I think it's worth asking the question, is there really any difference between dog flesh and the flesh of cows, pigs, chickens, or fish? And the obvious answer is no. Both are completely unnecessary, which we know now. And as Peter Singer points out, species membership in and of itself is not a justifiable basis for deciding who ought to receive moral consideration. So if you think that this dog behind me deserves moral consideration, then it's speciesist to say that cows, pigs, chickens, and fish don't, because they're of a different species that we've deemed acceptable to kill and exploit. So hopefully the vegan message can reach Korea, and I think it will. There's a growing movement here, but it starts with people recognizing that there is no difference between dogs and other animals, and wanting to put an end to this, because this guy probably has it a lot better than most animals on factory farms. So please go vegan and support the vegan movement any way you can. Thank you. Hey, I want to get you on camera, man, because I think people are going to want to see you. You're a handsome fellow. I mean, you're just, and you can see he's actually living in his own shit. There's a pile there that he wants to avoid, and there's this pile underneath him, but he sits up on that yellow box. He's completely exposed to the elements. I mean, they leave him out here in the winter. I've seen him out here in extreme temperatures, and look at him. He's miserable. This is living hell for him. He's right next to a street, so he does get some action, but this is unacceptable. So please go vegan and spread the message. Okay, so the sun's gone down a little bit, and I thought I'd give you one more example before I go in. This guy lives right outside my apartment, and so my apartment's right there, and my bike's right there. I ride by here every day on the way to work. This isn't the original dog that was here. I never got him on tape, or even in a picture, which I regret, but they're gonna leave him out here in the winter. It's gonna get really bad for him when it gets cold. And he's got a zip line, as you can see, and you might be able to hear it, but he's got a zip line, so he at least gets to pace back and forth during the day. So that's an improvement to the other dog that was in a cage living in his own shit. But I thought I'd use this as an opportunity to also explain that it isn't so much the treatment of the animal, regardless of the species. It's the fact that we use them and kill them and exploit them, and because just for something as trivial as taste preference. So if you object to this type of abuse, like I said before, going vegan is the only logical choice. And so please do, and help spread the message. Oh, I gotta get you on camera running back and forth, so go ahead and run. Go ahead and run this way. This way. He doesn't get it, but there's nothing to chase. He's smarter than your average dog, I think. Go get it. Go get it. All right, well, yeah, you're loved, buddy. We're gonna get you off of this place. In our lifetime, ladies and gentlemen, in our lifetime, let's fix this, because this is wrong, obviously wrong, for all animals. Well, I'm back, and I just want to clarify a few things and make a few points really quickly. And that is that going around in this city where I've lived the past 2 years and recording this kind of stuff, I know that I'm on the right side of history. So I know that future generations can look back and be like, he did the best thing you could have possibly done in that situation. But today, doing it now feels wrong. It doesn't feel right. And it's not just because I might be breaking some laws or some social taboos that could ruin my image here or whatever, but because I don't want to give the wrong idea about Korea, and I don't want to give the wrong idea about my experience here in Korea, because these have been the best 2 years of my life, by far. And there's so much about the culture here that I really love, and I've met so many awesome people, and they've taken care of me and supported my lifestyle, my vegan lifestyle. And not just that, but they let so many other countries in and other people in that if you knew anything about the Korean culture, it's like they're like united in a way I've never seen before, and they're like intimate and tribal with each other, that it's just like, it's amazing that they ever opened up their borders for other countries. And to use that exposure as an opportunity to expose their darkest aspects, it feels like a really big insult. And so I feel bad about that, but I also want to say that that's the point, is that this shadow of eating animals, it belongs to all of us. It's not just Koreans eating dogs or whatever. It's all of our, it's our problem. It's our collective problem. And it doesn't belong, it was no one's fault, because we were all born into it, but it's everybody's fault, and we all got to deal with it now. So we have to deal with it because, one, we've definitely grown out of it ethically and morally. We're way beyond it, and if we just looked at it, it would be over in a second, because we're so much better than that. But also, because you probably already know, but the environment, it's like the greatest, animal agriculture has become the greatest threat to our survival as a species, and that's not like an exaggeration, that's the truth. So that's another thing I want to say, is that doing vegan advocacy, I hate it. And I've always hated it since the beginning, and I especially hate it now in Korea, but it's never felt like a choice. And I really want people to get that feeling, that same idea about veganism in general, just because it's not a choice. It's not a personal choice. It's an ethical and moral obligation to the animals and to the future generations, to the planet, and to yourself. I mean, so going vegan is not a choice, and I hope you can see that. And I think you're going to wish you had gone vegan sooner, once you do. Thanks. Yeah, you're handsome, buddy. Yeah, we like you. Yeah, you're handsome. I wish I had something to give you. I just don't. I'm sorry. Looks like you got water and some food there, so best of luck to you, my brother. We'll get you out of there. Don't worry about it.